Hi Leo, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I of course want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but I do want to remind you, as always, it is general and it's meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you were guided or drawn to this video. I was just simply feeling guided to do a reading for you for the next 2 days. There's something, if not multiple, things of importance that you need to be aware of or prepared for. Okay. From the animal deck for my lovely Leos. Okay, the Truth card. Wow, a very powerful imagery if you look at that. I do feel like you're glowing. There's a focus on your aura, your energy, your vibration, what's being exuded from you, the messages that you're conveying. I feel like you're a source of truth for others, whether it's through because of your spirituality or intuition or just what you already know and have gained experience-wise. Okay, but I feel like your intuition is on point, and if you're not trusting it at certain points in the next 48, you will be taken back when it's proven right. Interesting. And I feel like spirit's going to push you at certain points to listen to the messages flowing in towards you and that are pouring out of you, I want to say. You could be spoken through by spirit being drawn to this reading. Look at that, the intuition card, okay? I'm also hearing 9 lives. I do feel like for a lot drawn to the reading, like myself, there's a focus on the fact that you've had to or chose to start over again. And for some, to the extent of starting from scratch in certain ways or in general, time and time again, regardless of how much space lies or lied in between those new beginnings, fresh starts, if you will. It reminds me of how many moves of residence I've had, how many different jobs I've began and quit, time and time again. It could be more relationships for you, or more than one of what I'm mentioning, plus some. But either way, it feels like you're just in the zone, very focused, and then at other points, just completely out of it or partially. I do feel as if there's certain moments in the next 48 where you might be a little bit startled, all right? You could be feeling quite sensitive at this time and moving forward surrounding this 48-hour period. But I do feel as if there's going to be moments like I just had where you just kind of quickly, abruptly, suddenly look over at something. And it might not be anything at certain points or one particular point. But if that happens to you several times, do know that at least one, if not multiple of those will be spirit pushing you to look at something specifically or to look away from what you were just zoned in on. I do feel like at a certain point you need to take a step back and be proud of yourself for what you've overcome, for how far you've come, for being able to have that Leo courage to begin again when need be, right? And I do feel like there's a reminder that all of those slip-ups, ups and downs, tower moments, beginnings and endings once again, and those right choices and the wrong choices that you've made. We're only human, right? We learn from it, we grow from it, and they're highlighting it as purposeful. All right, all of it. Bear with me. There might be, again, tying back to the sensitive message, you might find that there are certain nervous moments in the next 48 that do not need to be overthought, over-examined, or sat in for too long, right? Shake it off, cleanse your energy, go for a walk. You might need to leave a situation behind moving forward, so prepare for it financially or mentally and emotionally, or all of which, okay? Didn't expect that one. I was gonna say you might need to step away from a situation temporarily, but I do feel as if there's a highlight as well on the fact that things are temporary. Problems, solutions are temporary. Interesting. Any sense of lack that you're experiencing or thinking about taking a focus at a certain point when it comes to where you're living, potentially working, who you're wrapped up with. You know what I mean? And so that also reminds you to make the best, appreciate and be grateful for what you have at hand, to see the best in everything, but also to allow for the imperfections, the annoyances even, the nervous energy to push you towards more preparation, if you will. Some brainstorming might be taking place. Wow. I feel the need to pull from the Gilded Tarot. Yeah, I do feel this kind of overcasting, slightly nervous energy. It's like not fully nervous, feeling maybe better than the previous days, and rewinding back for some, but I feel like a lot, it's your spirituality and or energy. It could be how a situation is feeling and how it's potentially run. Let's do some shuffling. Feels good to take a deep breath, to stop speaking for a hot second for my lovely Leos. Yeah, the Tower moment in reverse. Okay, interesting that I said it that way. The Tower card in reverse. I feel like something's not over yet, and you might want it to be. You might want to change. You might find that this is a good thing for a lot drawn to the reading, or it could be both kinds of situations. Whether it's, say, you are wrapped up in a toxic living situation that's not over yet. You don't have the means to make a change or that approval you need, that opportunity. But then you also have a relationship that's positive and that's not ending for a lot of good reasons, right? Could obviously be just one thing, one of the two that I was mentioning. But I do feel as if 543 is an angel number you should look up. I feel as if when something comes to a very slow ending, does that make sense? It's like you'll prepare for it. It will be within your control. It'll be assisted by your intuition and spirit in regards to what you shift towards or what you decide to leave behind. And I feel, or who. And I feel as if Spirit's saying that's taking a highlight at certain points because we need you to be firm and solidifying your mind moving forward in regards to how this change looks for you, what you actually want. Yeah, it just feels like a lot need a new job or want a new relationship, want new friends for some, wanting a new move of residence once again, or a new car. I honestly feel like it could be all of which for some, or just more than one. But I do feel as if, yes, I get that you're feeling overly serious. I get that you deal with a lot. I understand that you are going through it at times, especially given this is still a portion of Mercury retrograde, right? Okay, and loss is coming to mind, but I do feel as if there's gonna need to be, with the Fool card in reverse, once again, talking about a lack of fun. I need to get out and enjoy yourself if you can, if you have the time. I need to, regardless of what obligations, responsibilities, accomplishing you need to wrap yourself up in or choose to in the next 48. Enjoy it. Find ways to spice things up, right? You're a fire sign. You're not meant to live this boring, mundane, repetitive life, even though I feel like being drawn to this reading, you're a very, repetitive soul, a very habitual being, right? Most people are by nature, but it feels like you are just on such a core level that at times you forget that you are just kind of going through the motions. Does that make sense? The Eight of Wands, because I feel like there's a lot of communication in the next 48. I mean, I can barely stop speaking in your reading. This could be stemming from you and or coming through from Spirit in more than one way. They're highlighting synchronicities, angel numbers especially. Your dreams will feel so weird. I mean, some of the dreams I was having last night, or even this morning when I fell back asleep, it was like, what was the point of that? Like one of which was a woman holding, showing me a laptop screen, and it was a video of her, and she was just talking about a bunch of nonsense. And then I heard as I woke up, it was her on, it's the same person, Justin. Does that make sense? No, okay. That aspect of it makes sense now, but I don't know if there was a purpose. Anyways, I don't know why I just shared that, but for Leo to continue. The communication is purposeful, even if it feels empty or just kind of random or doesn't make sense to you in the moment. It might just make sense moving forward. But I'm hearing completion as a must. This is our energy. I do feel like getting sunlight into your situation is going to be of true importance. Take advantage of the day or the days as they unravel. Don't waste it away is what I'm getting, because there's so much you could be accomplishing, even when it comes to, say, going on a walk. That's not a waste of time. Even when it comes to self-care, getting things done for your business and or job. I feel like, once again, you're radiating energy that's leaving people in awe. There's a wise way about you as well, tying into your intuition and or spirituality and what you've been through up until this point along your path. And that's leaving people with their jaws dropping. People feeling very grateful for you. Oh, I just got a little bit emotional. You might draw out people's emotions through the words that you convey, that you speak, get out there, any social media posts especially. But you might have one, if not multiple, moments where you just are feeling understood. Okay, that might make you a little bit emotional. But I feel like other people, or one person in particular, is feeling very much understood and seen in the right light, in an honest, true light, you know, the bad and the good. And this makes them a little bit emotional, and some of which drawn to the reading might be picking up on that emotion, okay? I do feel like there's going to be a focus on you being good looking, on your body temperature, your physical appearance, taking a highlight, some of which thinking about and or putting effort towards improving your overall physical health. Okay, let's just put it that way. Wanting to get into shape or more so. Anyways, look at that. I used this card as the overall energy for the daily I just did, so do check that out. But now we have the other King of Swords from the deck we're using for your reading. I feel like there's double intuition. Interesting. I've never said that in my life. But I feel like you're intuitively knowing that something's going to work out for you. Why is your mind consistently or just occasionally changing? And I just heard the word spontaneous. The thought of doing something spontaneous is keeping you alive or bringing life back to you, okay? Again, reminding you you're not meant to live a boring life. And I'm also hearing color. There's a sense of you being drawn to certain colors of importance, whether it's the vibe or it could be the spiritual meaning of that color or multiple. But I also feel like for some there's a move of residence or just a shift in your career or just somewhere you end up in the next 48 and surrounding it, where it's like you just crave the creativity, the color, the life, okay, that you deserve is how they finish that. A very, very interesting next 48 for you, Leo. And I do feel like you're going to be teaching a lot, informing a lot once again, but learning even more through it all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your next 48, and I'll definitely see you next time.